Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I am Anurag Gupta and I have done my BTech from IIT Roorkee, and today we would be continuing discussing our top India 150 series of questions on Leetcode, and today we are going to discuss question which is set matrix zeros. So let's see what this question states. So this question states that given m cross an integer matrix, if an element is 0, set its entire row and column to zeros. You must do it in place. So suppose this is the given matrix and it will be of, like, if at some place 0 is present, then we will make this entire row and entire column as 0. Similarly, let's consider this example number 2. So if this row, if this element is 0, then we will make this column as 0 and this row as 0. So this column is 0 and this row is 0. And if this is 0, then we will make this column as 0 and this row as 0. So this row is made 0 and this column is also made 0. So this is the question, and I hope you have understood the question. And like this question, let's see how we'll proceed ahead with solving this question. So we would use one algorithm in which we'll encounter each and every element one by using two for loops. And if an element is 0, and we will also define two arrays, and one of the array would be of length of the number of rows, and the other array would be of length of number of columns. So if, and then we will start iterating our this 2D matrix, and we will iterate one by one. And if we encounter 0 at any place, so suppose here 0 is there, then for those two arrays, like the two arrays which we have defined, which have the size of one of the array has size of number of rows, and we will call it as row array, and the other array which has size of column, number of columns, so let's call it as column array. So when we are iterating our 2D matrix, and if any element comes as 0, then we'll make that index in this row array as 0, and we will also make this index in column array at this index also 0. So, and similarly, we will repeat for each and every index. So suppose here also 0 is present, then we'll make a row of, suppose here 0 is present, then we'll make a row of 2 as 0 and column of 1 as 0. And finally, when we will have to find our answer, then we will again start from iterating our 2D matrix, and we will check, like, for a current index, whether the row field has 0 present or the column field has 0 present. If any of them is true, then we will make that element to 0. So for this one first row was made 0, and for this first column was made 0. So here only first column and first row are 0, otherwise there are no zeros. So when we will start iterating, then we will see, like, here 0th row and 0th column, so it will not be 0. Now here 0th row and first column, so first column we had set at 0, so this will become 0. This is 0 comma 2, nothing is 0. Now here first row is 0, so this will become 0. Here first row is 0 and first column is also 0, so this will become 0. Here first row is 0, so this will become 0. Here second row, here again second this first column is 0, so it will become 0. So in this way we will get our final answer. So I hope you have understood the explanation. Let's see how we will going to implement this code. So we are given this matrix array, and we will define m as the number of rows and n as the number of columns, and then we will define these two arrays which we had talked about. So these arrays would be, one of them would have the size of number of rows and another array would have the size of number of columns. And then we will start iterating our 2D array, and whenever we encounter 0, then we will set this row I as true and column j as false. This is same as saying row I has been set to 0. And then we will again iterate our 2D matrix, and now we'll check whether row of I or column of j is true. So if either of them is true, then we will set matrix I of j to 0. So yeah, we just have to change the matrix in place in this question, and we don't have to return anything as this is void present here. So I think this will work. Let's try to run it. So yeah, this is getting accepted. Let's try to submit it as well. So yeah, it has got accepted. So this solution is working fine. So and the time complexity for this solution would be O of m into n, because we are just iterating over these two loops. So O of m into n would be the time complexity, and m and n are given as 200. So this will pass as, and we have also seen that this solution is working fine and it is also getting accepted. So this was the explanation to this question. I hope you have understood the explanation. I will attach this problem description in the description of the video, and I will also attach this code solution in the comment section of the video. So stay tuned for more such videos related to top interview 150 series of questions on Leetcode, and in the next video we'll discuss the next question in this series. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and yeah, have a nice day.